at aninagin sa takip silim ng gunita at sa gayungan ng dula. Ang kahapon. Ang kahapong dalisay at malumanay nang ang mga puso natin wala pang kayos. Nang ang mga pangarap natin wala pang kapos. Alalahanin, gunitain, kahapon natin, sariwain ng kay lumanay, agos ng buhay, alalahanin, gunitain ng puso natin, wala pang galos, pangarap natin, wala pang gapos, alalahanin, gunitain, kahapon natin, sariwain, pagsapit sa atin ng tag-ulan, taglay may usan, kabiguan, ang gunita ng ating tagaraw sa kadiliman, siyang tataglaw ng agis langan ang tumatangis at ang pag-ibig anong tamis, alalahanin, gunitain, kahapon natin, sariwain. Yan po ang panimula ng ating dula. Patigil lamang po, pampagana lang ang aming inihanda. Sapagkat saglit lang ang panahong itinakda sa pagtatanghal ng aming buong dula. Kaya tuloy na po tayo sa huling kabanata, sa pangwakas na awit na mistulang dula. Narito na po ang ating binata at ang kanyang sintang pinakamumutya. Mayo noon ang buwan at may Santa Cruzan, ikaw ang Elena, sa gabi siyang reyna. Libo ang kandila, ngunit pag tingala
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Paul Dumol.
In the press release for this evening's event, the portion on Pagsy links him to Dulaang Sibol, which he founded in 1956 as the Ateneo High School Dramatic Society. Its Tagalog name came 10 years later. The press release also links Tony Perez and me to Pagsy, but a third name should have been mentioned, Nonon Padilla. Put together Pagsy, Sibol, Tony, Nonon, and me, and the obligatory point of reference has to be 1967, a good 48 years ago. That year, Pagsy initiated a contest for Ateneo High School students with a single premise. Everything had to be done by the students. The script, acting, direction, costume and set design, lighting, press releases, posters, and tickets. This sounds like a formula for disaster, but it wasn't, at least not for the first year or the second, and for a good number after that. I was a third-year high school student then. Nonon and Tony were seniors. Tony and I were not even members of Dulaang Sibol. I remember the first meeting with Pagsy, who was never my teacher, my one deficiency in life, in which he told us that we would have to make everything ourselves with whatever was available. And as an example, he cited converting used pineapple cans into reflectors. We ended up making our own dimmers from salt water solutions and exposed electric wires. Extremely dangerous, I realized years later, but tell that to high school students. And people came to watch the plays, which were all in Tagalog, in a large classroom adapted into a small theater. There were reviews, all glowing. I remember those written by Josefina Constantino and Alfredo Roses, who were judges and among the premier critics then. The following year, Bien Lumbera and Orlando Tino were judges. We, the students, were surprised and amused. We did not know what the fuss was about. We did not know that what we were doing then was considered revolutionary, not only in the use of Tagalog, but also in the very stories. In my opinion, modern Tagalog theater was born that year, 1967. And not only in terms of writing, but also of production. Nonon's production of Hoy Boyet was already ultra sophisticated. Nonon na nonon na. And what did Pagsy have to do with our plays? Nothing and everything. Hindi siya nakisawsaw. Ethics forbade that. He never looked over our shoulders, never made surprise visits to rehearsals, never told us change this or that. He left us alone. He was, of course, being a teacher, a good teacher, with that most important quality of good teachers, enormous confidence in the abilities of the student. Even foolhardy confidence, you might say, because what else would you call a teacher that holds a play production contest for high schoolers without a single workshop or seminar to prepare the students? That confidence which he had in us, I now see, infected us. And it became in us self-confidence that would in turn sustain Tony, Nonon, and me through many years. Pagsy told me that the only other person he wanted to introduce him tonight was Manoling Francisco, Father Manoling Francisco. Pagsy wrote the lyrics for a few of the mass hymns that we remember Manuling 4, such as Hindi Kita Malilimutan. Pagsy has told the story many times, how the lyrics of this mass hymn was a collaboration between him and his freshman high school class 36 or 37 years ago. How he handed over the lyrics to Manuling, who must have been a 14-year-old then, and how Manuling created his first masterpiece. In the case of the haunting "Wag Kang Mangamba," however, I think the lyrics are all Pagsy's. But how about the music of those songs? Because they are especially memorable for their music. Did Pagsy have anything to do with them? I would like to be able to say nothing and everything, even if only for dramatic effect. Nothing would mean that the musical composition was purely Manuling's, and everything? I think Manuling would probably tell us that Pagsy's lyrics inspired his music. And that is a second characteristic of the good teacher, the ability to inspire students, to engender in beauty, Plato would say. Not in the sense of being a role model, though that is certainly true of Pagsy, but in the sense of throwing down the walls of the narrow, shallow, sentimental world of adolescence and introducing them to huge topics, noble ideals, impossible dreams. That's a favorite song of Pagsy's. So I would like to introduce Pagsy this evening as a teacher of theater and music, a teacher of artists. The history and meaning of the name of Dulaang Sibol summarize his life and achievement. In 1956, it was the Ateneo High School Dramatic Society. Its focus was putting on a good show. Then in 1966, it became Dulaang Sibol, and its focus was discovering and developing talent in the specific context of the Philippines. A sense of nationhood has crept in. By 1979, when it expanded to encompass music, its focus shifted to the biblical meaning of Sibol, the Word of God sprouting. But these are not mutually exclusive stages. From the beginning, there was always Pagsy's interest to put on a good show, develop talent, and sow the Word. Of course, Pagsy is also a director and playwright and librettist and poet and translator, the only one, in my opinion, who matches Rolando Tino. But he is, above all, the master sower, seminator peridissimus, ang dalubhasa sa pagpupunla, who has made the metaphor in Sibol's name a reality in Tony Perez, in Nonon Padilla, in Manoling Francisco, in myself, and in many others just as worthy of mention. Dindo Angeles and Jimboy Paredes come to mind, and in the hundreds, if we think of the Sibolistas, the thousands, if we think of audiences and congregations, in whom he has sown seeds, in many instances of love of God, using stage and song. Thank you, Pagsy. That is your lifetime achievement.
And gentlemen, Mr. Onofre Pagsanghan.
Tagus-puso pong pasasalamat sa Philstage for honoring this high school teacher and this high school drama group. for contributions, however humble, to Philippine theater. My high school boys and I are both humbled and proud to be with you, our professional peers. Thank you. I would like to say thank you too for the hundreds of high school students who invested their precious high school years to theater and who fell in love with Dulaang Sibol. I'm very grateful for all of them. The seemingly elderly guitarists that you see here were first-year high school students once upon a time. But perhaps, more than anyone else, I would like to thank my family and my lovely wife who's over there. She has taken such good care of me that here I am, all of 88 years old, and I still go up, and I still can go up those steps, and with tremendous joy and enthusiasm, praise Philstage for this wonderful, wonderful honor, and this wonderful, wonderful dream that has become a reality tonight. I'm a very happy old man. Thank you.
Congratulations to our first Natatanging Gawad Buhay Award for 2014, Mr. Onofre Pagsanghan.